Good morning, everyone. My name is Veiko Raime. I come from a company called Mobi Lab, and today I will talk about how to build a business intelligence dashboard for small and micro businesses. When we drive a car, we tend to continuously check on the speed. So if the curve is ahead, we slow down just a little bit to pass the curve and then accelerate again. When I work with small companies, I tend to see that we drive our businesses half blindly. So we might stop a car immediately when there is a scary curve ahead, or we might go with the same speed and not pass the curve at all. Today I will give you 6 steps which I usually pass with companies to build the dashboard that businesses can look at when making decisions. First step for me is always talk to an accountant. So accountants have a different role in a different countries, in a different companies. In many cases, the accountant is good when accountant is invisible. So we send invoices, all the paperwork to an accountant once in a month. And then we kind of hope that the taxes are declared, there is no risks happening, and maybe some papers come back a little bit later. What that leads to is accountants live in a parallel world describing our business in a very generic way, but not actually reflecting our business model, so there is no useful information out of these paperwork. So talking to an accountant, the idea is that I will ask them to adjust a little bit the income statement, the balance sheet, to reflect how my business structure actually looks like. So that gives me later on information that I can use in my dashboards. Second step for me is always check on the main inputs. So different companies have different main inputs. Let's say I'm running a company with 30 people that is doing software and design, and the main cost for me is salary cost. And salary cost goes together with the taxes that I pay for together with the salary. Now, if I need to know a little bit more, I need to know more about the salaries. Where do I spend them? So it's very important to know which projects are taking salaries, how much salaries, and if I'm spending some salaries on a customer acquisition cost, so that's about increasing my revenues later on, or I'm spending something on overheads like office management, overall administration, and so on and so on. It's easy to track time, so there's tools available, every company can do that. No worries about that. On a first step, I usually go and integrate all those things together. So you can imagine a robot going around and taking data from here and there and putting it in one place. When robot is taking this data, it comes from a different data sources. So it can be a POS system, it can be a worklog, it can be an accounting software, it can be some kind of Excel sheets that you had before. The whole idea is that we copy that data into one big database. We use Google BigQuery for that, but there's also other options available. Good thing about Google BigQuery is that it can scale up later on when your company grows. Once you have the data in one place, it's time to think about the KPIs or the metrics or the speed or whatever you need to see in your dashboard. In current situation with the virus, I've seen that new questions pop up that I need to measure. For example, the question, how long is my runway? So if my revenue is reduced 50%, maybe to 0 in some cases, I need to know how much cash do I have. But the problem is that the cash on account that we always look isn't really the good metric, because not all of the cash I have on my account belongs to me. I need to pay still my bills, I need to pay salaries, and maybe I have some cash that I haven't received yet, but sent the invoices out. So the better metric to describe that is net working capital, for example. The other question I've seen asked is that what's my velocity or what's my potential and how much I'm actually using it. So metric to describe that is utilization rate. How much percentage of the salaries am I spending to do actually produce revenue? It could be 40% of my people are working with the clients, and the rest of the 60 is actually overheads. So if it's too small, I might want to change gear back and slow down a bit. If it's too big, it's a sign that I can't accelerate after the curve is passed. But once you have the KPIs in place, it's time to build the dashboards. Here I have only a few rules. So dashboard means that it needs to be dynamic. My business is agile. I need to add KPIs. I need to build multiple dashboards on the same database. So it's wise to use this tool that you can change yourself, not to order some kind of web development company to do you a new version of it. We use, again, product from Google that is called Data Studio, but there's loads of other alternatives available as well. Dashboards are important to know, are also meant to use by different roles. So multiple dashboards go for multiple people, and you have a bunch of them, not just one. Sixth step is kind of unique for us because we work on a mobile industry. Then we tend to separate information that we need at the office, at our home, from an information that we need every day when we're moving outside. So we're true believers of the mobility, and that's why we take few of the dashboards with us. Mobile dashboard is something that we check daily. Let's say I run a bar, and that's my main business. Next morning, I want to know how the last night went. What did I sell most? Do I need to add some kind of products to a next day? Should I check my inventory? Should I add more people or a security to my compared to the last night? For that information, I have a mobile dashboard to check next morning. And that's about it. I genuinely believe myself that all of those steps can be done by any company independently themselves. But of course, few steps need some technical help. Some steps might need design help. If you need any help, my email, my contacts are here. So feel free to contact me, and I'm happy to consult you through this process. Thank you very much.